When it comes to concealed carry guns, the smaller the better. And you know, the problem with the smaller guns is typically that means less ammo, lower calibers, that kind of thing. And honestly, my favorite concealed carry gun, if you've seen on this channel, I talk about it all the time, is my Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380. I think it's accurate, it's tiny, it's like the size of a deck of cards. And a few years ago at SHOT Show, I got a hold of a handgun that I thought was, it was the same size. It blew my mind. I thought, I can't wait to get this gun. And the first time I saw it at the store, I jumped on it. And that gun turned out to be the biggest lemon. One of the top 3 biggest lemons I've ever owned. But I've always heard good things, so I thought maybe I'll try it again. We'll see how this goes. Now, before I get into this handgun, I do want to take a moment and thank our sponsor, Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Kansas City, Kansas, for not just supporting this channel, but being the hands and feet of Jesus Christ by building orphanages all around the world and having food pantries all around the country. And now we partnered with them, and we're giving away a fishing boat. All you got to do is call Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Kansas City, Kansas. Tell them God, Family, and Guns sent you. Sign up for a virtual test drive, and you're automatically entered. That number is below. So the gun I'm talking about is the Ruger LCP2 and 22LR. And, I'm just going to see how this goes. Here's to hoping. What the heck? It's failing to feed twice. Oh, B. It's better than the other one I fired. I'll give it that. Let's do some more. But so far, 2 fails to feed. Not an impressive start. All right. Just as I was loading, I was kind of thinking, well, what's up? Why is it doing that? It's almost like it gets caught in this position, kind of like it's almost like the magazine is catching it in the, like it's empty. So I'm maybe skeptical of the way I'm loading it. Maybe it's pretty sensitive to that. I didn't think about that until after I loaded this one. So I'm going to go through this, and the next one I'm going to kind of be very sensitive to making sure it's loaded correctly. So we'll see how this goes too. Here's to hoping. See, and then I kind of, something's catching. All right, just one that time. But I think it's like it's getting stuck like this, in the there's no more ammo mode. So I have hopes. Love the concept, to be honest, just love the concept of this gun. Carry the crud out of this gun. And the thing I really like about it, I'm just going to make a note of this real fast, is that when you're carrying this gun, you're carrying it cocked and locked. And the LCP2 and 380, there's no manual safety. And if I'm going to carry something cocked and locked, I like to have a manual safety. That's just me. I'm sure a lot of you are going to disagree, but You know, like my Ruger or my Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, you know, it's got a manual safety, but I don't engage it because it's double action every round. So, you know, that's one thing. And I know it has the trigger safety, but it's a pocket carry, you know, and it's a holster pocket carry nonetheless. But if I'm going to carry it cocked and locked, I just like to have a manual safety. That's all. That's all. You know, the hammer's just back there, just sitting there back there. And there's not a lot to this trigger, to be quite honest. It's a real nice trigger. So I'm going to kind of pay more attention to how I'm loading this, give it another shot. Could be it just needs some run-throughs, but it's way better than the other one I had. So I have high hopes. All right, this time I pushed them all. Like every time I loaded, I push it really, you know, all the way to the back. Give it a little tap. Here's to hoping. Come on, Ruger. I'm gonna have to get used to that safety. I generally carry double action first round pull and no safety, so this would take some getting used to. But I still love the concept. I mean, 10+1's pretty nice. Hey, look at that. Okay, now we're having some fun. All right, I did kind of wonder is, you know, if I had a different magazine, would it be doing this? Is it the magazine kind of, but the last magazine, I purposely pushed everything to the back, did the same here. When I bought this gun before, I bought additional magazines, and then so this time I'm like, I'm not buying magazines until I know it's going to work. So I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, see, but I think, oh no, that's some sort of different. There we go. I'm not sure what that one was. Keep running. Problem I have with the concealed carry gun that fails at all, and I know it's a 22, but, or rimfire specifically, is that I just want it to work every time if I'm going to carry it. I want it to work 100% of the time, not just 99. I'm going to keep running. I am finding it's pretty accurate. You know, this has so far been the only problem, as you've seen. Kind of riding this ride with me along the way. All right, here's what I'll give it. Accuracy is good. I didn't like the LCP2 and 380 Max because maybe it was me. I didn't find it particularly accurate. Like that Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, that little tiny thing, that thing is incredibly accurate. There's a video of Jerry Michalek hitting a target like 300 plus yards away with that little dinky thing. So I know they can be accurate. And generally speaking, this is doing decent. Be curious. I'm kind of actually having a hard time understanding where it's hit. I really need to paint my targets bad. So that's my fault that I'm having a hard time seeing where it hits. But I'm going to run a few more magazines through this. This problem that I'm having seems to be, it's easy to fix. I'd say, like, if for some reason this was my defensive weapon and it was stuck like that, I just pull it back and it seems to be the problem fixer. But I'm going to keep running it. I'm curious to get another magazine now. Obviously, I don't think anybody sells one around here, so I'm going to stick with the one for now. Sorry about my targets. I'll do better next time. All right, still the one. Kind of seemed like it was the same one. I have to go back and count. I purposely loaded it, gave it a couple bangs to kind of push them all back. Really just more focused on kind of getting a whole magazine through there without having that fail, which is the same fail each time. First one. Second one. Third. That was disappointing. And by the way, I did put some oil on this before I came down here. So it's not just dried from the box, like I oiled it up. Took it apart, oiled it up. Huh. All right, so I'm running some Remington 22 Thunderbolt, high velocity. It's like a box of 500. I think I have some Blazer up at the cabin. I might run and grab, just curious if it's finicky for certain ammo. I don't have down here, but at home I got a ton of different 22s. So I don't know. I still feel like, I mean, the SR22, I could put anything I want through that. My Ruger 1022, I can put anything I want through that. Like, what's up, Ruger? Like, come on, man. Come on. Just the one, but man, it seems like I think I've only had one magazine that was successful without a failure. That was just me just blasting off a bunch of rounds, thinking, of course, it's going to fail. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna maybe go get some Blazer, see how that does. But so far, not as bad as the last one, but I mean, I've owned two, and so far they've been the worst 22 semi-automatic handguns I've ever owned. So, like literally, if I did a top 3 worst 22 LR handguns I've ever owned, I'd have to think about what number 3 would be, because I've really owned a lot of great ones. But then number 2 would be the Ruger LCP2 and 22 LR, and number 1 would be the Ruger LCP and 22 LR with the gray slide. But come on, man, like, what is up? Are you guys having the same experience? Like, did I just get lucky and get the 2 lemons out there? Like, what is up? Put it in the comments below. I'm going to try some different ammo here shortly. All right, so got Got some laser ammo. Gonna try that. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't paying attention to how I load it. Pretty sure I pushed it towards the back subconsciously. I can't confirm or deny that, but I did give it a few taps. But it's a Blazer, just 22 long rifle ammo. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, same issue. So I'm gonna load another one. All right, here we go again. I'm just shooting in the dirt, just trying to get it to work. All right, so that time, it's almost like it's failing to feed, like something's getting caught, but I don't know. Not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan. I love the idea of it. Loved it at SHOT Show and they got it to work. But I'm gonna trust in a break-in period on this one. See how that goes. And yeah, to be honest, like if somebody asked, should I get one? I'd be like, well, no. I feel dumb that I got two. Just being honest, I really kind of feel dumb that I got two of them. Man, I feel like Ruger owes me an apology, but I really can only blame myself. But man, I'd be curious what you guys think. Like, what do you have one that works? I mean, my guess is people are gonna say it's ammo finicky. You know, both of these were soft lead round nose ammo, and I'm not so sure it wasn't getting caught up there. So I don't know, man. That's what I got so far. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close this video out. I don't have any more ammo on me. That's different. I think no matter what I put, my prediction is no matter what I put in there is gonna give me the same result. I'd be curious with some CCI because it's at least it's jacketed. Maybe it'll feed better. I don't know. I really don't know. I'd be very curious what your comments are. Definitely put comments below on kind of your overall experience with this firearm. Because it seems like the other one had different issues. And he was failing to feed, but it was also failing to eject, and it was stovepiping and all that. You know, it was a terrible gun. This one just seems to have the same problem each time. That could be magazine related. I'll definitely try some different magazines, but I don't know. It just seems a shame that 2 in a row. Come on, man. Ruger, what's up? So there you go. I'm just going to close it out here. Any thoughts or insight on any of this stuff, definitely put that below. I do want to take a moment and say that most people watch this channel are not subscribers. Click that subscribe button. It greatly increases the algorithm and our ability to get these videos out. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, love guns.